Are you searching for purpose of life? Discover your true identity. Stay tuned to Shalom World.
When I started going to school, I met other children, and they realized that I was different from them, and I realized it too. Many children were curious. They wanted to test my eyesight, so they used to show me fingers and they used to ask me, how many fingers are there on my hand? Can you guess it? And more than feeling sad, I used to feel really angry. And there were others who thought that I wasn't just different, but I was actually weird. There were kids who called me ghost because my eyes are different. And every day I used to run crying to my mother. I used to pour out all my woes into her sympathetic ears. She used to say, Hannah, every single person who laughs at you now, every single person who insults you will one day clap for you. They will one day congratulate you. Though I didn't believe it then, today, due to God's grace, that's exactly what has happened in my life. And today, I realize that I am not different. I am not weird. I'm just special. Hannah Alice Simon, and what is special about me that I can see things that you can. From my childhood, it was a journey filled with challenges. I was the first child of my parents, and having a first child being born blind isn't something that most parents can accept. But my parents took this strong decision that has always inspired me. My mother, who was just 21 when I was born, said that my daughter will grow up to be independent. Even if we are not there to support her, she will live alone. And that's how my parents brought me up.
Hannah is our firstborn child, and the fact that she was born blind, the news was really shocking for us. Initially, it was difficult for us to accept it. And there were often remarks by people that this was because of the sins that you have committed, or the sins that your forefathers have committed. Our family always relied on prayer. We took comfort in prayer. That helped us a lot to accept the fact that she is blind. This has helped Hannah also, because during her childhood, there were many instances which she felt disappointed and disillusioned. So during those times, especially her mother directed through God, through Jesus, which helped her to overcome those situations.
I'm a very emotional person, and I cry for the silliest of things. That's when, 2 years back, I went to a church to give a speech to the children there. I was confident and so happy that I had gotten such an opportunity. I went to the church. They took me to the place where the guest should sit. and I waited for the children to come in after their lunch. Slowly they came in, and they looked at me, and they stared at me again. Then I really don't know what happened. They crowded around me. They called me weird. They called me a ghost. They showed me things with their hands. I don't know what was happening. I knew that I would break down and cry any moment. And I was praying. First, I just wanted to run away from that place. And then I began to pray. I said to God, "Oh God, I don't want to cry in front of them. Please help me to be strong." And my mother, who had seen all this, she told me, "Hannah, this is not the time to cry. And this is not the time to get angry too. But you should tell them what they did is wrong. They should not do this to another person. You should tell them this." And I faced those children who had insulted me. And suddenly, God gave me the words on my tongue to speak to them. I told them, "You might call me weird, but I am not. I am special. I am special to God. I am beloved to Him." The next time you see a person who you think is different or weird, go up to him and say to him, "You are special and I love you for that." God worked a miracle on me and on that whole crowd of children. After I was done speaking, they all came up to me, and all those children who had insulted me came and apologized. But that is not the best part. In the crowd, in that audience, was another girl, younger than me, who was also differently abled. And she came to me and she said, "Even I faced a lot of insults at school. And what you said today strengthened me. I realized that I am special too." And that was the purpose of me facing all those insults. That was my destiny, to give strength to that one person in that crowd who needed it. My mother is a good singer, and that's how I was born into a world of music. When she was pregnant with me, during those painful moments, she used to sing this Malayalam song which said, "These pains are nothing because there is a greater joy ahead of me." And I never used to sleep at night. So my mother had the painful job of walking around the house, holding me in her arms and playing all kinds of music. And finally, I would drop off to sleep in the morning. So I grew up in that world of music. But slowly, when people realized that I could also sing, they started taking it for granted that this was the only thing I could do. And that irritated me a lot. And that is when I took this childish decision that I would have nothing to do with music. So for a long time, I did not bother to study music. I did not pay any attention to it. But gradually, because God had a purpose about me, I came back to what I was destined to do.
Does your sky look cloudy at all? Your chance is gone. Do you think there's no way out? Do you think this is the end? Then it's time to think again. Time to look ahead. There's a springtime after the winter. There's a rainbow after the storm. Every time you lose, you get stronger. You're a blessing, that's what you are.
In 6th standard, me and my friends, we were asked to composed a song for the Environment Conservation Day in our school. And that's when my father asked me that critical question. He asked me, why don't you make a song for Jesus who has done so much for you in your life?
I am a blessing and you are a blessing. Each of us is a blessing. I am a blessing and you are a blessing. Each of us is a blessing.
Today, I have composed about 8 songs. In fact, I should not say that I have composed it. Jesus composed it through me, because my songs have nothing technical about it. I pray about it, I get myself ready for a new song, and then it's just there in my mind. Jesus has placed it there, the lyrics and the tune. And that's how all my songs are born. They are gifts that Jesus has given me. And the most beautiful thing about the songs that Jesus has given me is that in many of the most troublesome times of my life, these songs have spoken to me.
Do you think you are worthless? Do you think nobody cares? Do you think there's no place for you here? Then it's time to think again. To God, you are precious, precious than rubies and gems. To Him, you are a blessing. You're blessed in every way. I am a blessing and you are a blessing.
And one day, my father's friend took me to the next level. He said, Hannah, can you teach these songs to the children in the churches across Kerala? And I said, of course. And that is how I began going around churches in Kerala, teaching my songs. And in the process, I also began sharing my story, the story of how God worked miracles in my life. And that is how God made me realize something else. I could become a motivational speaker, a person who could share her miracles with others.
Genesis chapter 12 verse 2 says, I'll make you into a great nation and I'll bless you. I'll make your name great and you'll be a blessing. So cast your heartaches and your fears aside. Even if the whole world is against you, even if there is not even a single person who loves you, even if your day is as dark as night, know that there is a God who cares. There is a God who loves you more than anything or anybody else in the world. Know it. You are wanted by God. You are precious to Him. Realize it, my friend. You are a blessing.
My name is Caitlin Mariam Cherian. I met Hannah 6 years ago. I was really happy when I met somebody whom I could share everything that I felt. She could do the same thing to me as well. So I was really happy when I could find somebody so motivated, even when the world around had so many misconceptions about how differently abled people feel. She may not be able to see what the common man sees, but she definitely sees what the common man cannot see. The way she looks at her life, her outlook is a touch different than how we all perceive our life. For her, I guess the presence of God is the first thing that matters. And I guess for every human being, they should feel that there is a presence without which you cannot do anything. It's fruitless, it is meaningless if that divine presence is not there. So I guess you should give more importance to that divine presence, and that is what she has taught me.
Our eyesight is limited. We can see up to something like a few meters ahead of us in our life. but God sees the whole picture. Once I went for a camp in Trivandrum, and that's quite far from my home. That was one of the few times that I was going to stay away from my family, and I was confident that I could manage. But when I went there, homesickness struck in, and oh my God, I didn't expect it to be so severe. I wanted to go back home. I lay down on my bed and I started to cry. And that's when I called up my mother and she told me to pray for a while and read the Bible. This is what the Bible had to tell me. The God of all comfort. This was the heading that met me. And can you imagine what these words felt like to a homesick little girl? I read on with happiness inside me. 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 3 said, "Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our troubles." My homesickness just flew away. I was the happiest person on the earth. That's the time when I realized you might miss your parents, you might miss your brothers and sisters because they can't be with you every day. But you will never miss God because He's always with you. And even your tiniest wishes matter to Him. Even your smallest dreams are big to Him. My soul finds rest in God. My heart finds rest in God. My soul finds rest in God. My heart I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. This is the magical word in my life. It is the energy drink that I take before every competition, before every song and every speech. And He is my salvation. When I sing, it's God's strength that works through me. Whoa, 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 Now we are facing the dreaded coronavirus where all our questions go unanswered. But we have been singularly blessed by Jesus. Even when we did not know what tomorrow would bring to us, we still had confidence in God, and God never let us down. And that brings to mind the beautiful verse in Psalm chapter 34, which says, "Those who look to Him are radiant, their faces are never covered with shame." So, to all of you out there who are questioning God today, just like even I have done many a times, we've got a God who will never let us down. We've got a God who will never fail us. Our lives might be at cross purposes today, but that is because there are tremendously big blessings waiting for you in all the tomorrows to come. As the Bible word says, I waited patiently for the Lord, and He turned to me and heard my cry. There will come a day when God hears your cry. Wait patiently for that miracle to happen in your life. Trust in God, and He will never let you down. And with Jesus by our side, together we can lead a life of triumph.
Trust in Jesus at all times. Give everything you have to the Lord, and feel the power of Jesus in you. Whoa, 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 oh, oh, whoa, 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 oh, oh,
My hope is in Jesus. My strength comes from Jesus. As Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Someone who's used media a lot in evangelization, so I believe in the importance of Catholic radio, Catholic TV, Catholics using the new media. Can I encourage everyone to watch Shalom TV? I think it's a great vehicle of evangelization. And God bless all of you.